Hi everyone, it's Jen here from Knitted Daydreams, and today I'm going to share a little bit of information with you about how to knit flat using circular knitting needles. So today I'm using these are the Knit Pro Basics Beach. This is the 80cm length and the 4mm width. And the yarn I'm using, this is Sirdar Cashmere Merino DK in the colour Saddle Brown. And the pattern I'm working on is also a Sirdar pattern. I'll put the pattern number in the description. So as you can see, I'm nearly at the end of my purl row here. I'm working in stocking stitch at the minute, and my left hand needle doesn't have many stitches left on it. That's because this is the end of the work here. So I'm going to finish purling. Let me just zoom in a bit. I'm going to finish purling this row and get to the end. So using circular knitting needles is pretty similar to using straight knitting needles, where you're transferring your working stitches from the left hand needle to the right hand needle. So that doesn't change when you're using circular knitting needles. It's exactly the same process. So this is my last stitch here. So as you can see, my right hand needle has got my working yarn and all the stitches I've just worked. And now my left hand needle is empty. Now it's got this cable here, and I've got the start of my work, and that's going to be the end of the row for this next row. So all you need to do is swap the needles over. So now you want your working yarn and all the stitches you're going to work next on your left hand needle, and you want your right hand needle to be the empty one. And then the next row is a knit row. So I'm just going to knit, and that's all there is to it really. The reason that people like circular needles instead of straight needles is a few reasons really. For me, I really like them because when I first started knitting, I used to find it difficult when I was working on bigger projects, because the weight of the yarn and the work, it would be on the needles that were in my hands. Whereas with a circular knitting needle, it's all on the cable, and you can have this in your lap, so it just really helps with the weight and not hurting your hands as much, so you don't get as much hand fatigue. Also, another reason I really like using circular knitting needles, I've started knitting but I'll show you anyway, is I like to put my row counter on my needle. So obviously I've just knitted a few stitches, but you can see it goes on my needle, and I would normally have it at the end of the work here. So it's a good little place to have your row counter. There's lots more you can do with circular knitting needles, but this is just how to knit flat. So if you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments. Thank you.